All right, good morning, guys. Quick sound check. How's everybody doing this morning? Good morning. Sound good. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we're getting some movement. We're getting some movement. All right. Let's take a look here. Osborne will be jumping on with this in just a couple of minutes. Make sure everything is good to go over here. By the way, in the land of prop firms, Tradeify just kind of snapped back at Lucid with their own flex plan. I'll drop some more details on that later, but if you guys are a fan of Tradeify, I think you're gonna like what they just dropped because it's essentially is very similar to Lucid with a couple of tweaks there. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Get through the morning here, but at this point, we're gonna have props or accounts at essentially every prop firm out there, and pretty soon we'll just start trading them all together. All right. So, in terms of market, in terms of S&Ps today, I punched it in the chat a little bit earlier, like earlier meaning last night. Essentially, that if we're going to be range bound, kind of between this 6850 area up here and then down into 6800, that it would make sense that we do try and go lower today and work our way down into essentially 6800s there. So at the moment, that kind of seems to be the way in which we're looking. We got obviously some pretty interesting volatility there, about 40 points this morning of a drop, kind of straight out of nowhere. I don't really know that I saw anything that kind of led to that, unless there was some 9 a.m. news I missed on the calendar, but I don't think so, right? There was 8:30 stuff, 9:15, but nothing else on the calendar that I saw that would have led to that move. So not quite sure where that's coming from, but nonetheless, we are getting that volatility here. So does it lead us down into 191 quarters here becomes the question for the NASDAQ, right? Which is about 300 points lower. So we're kind of in the area from yesterday, right around this 450 area that we had that 463 level in there. Oh, it was Microsoft's slow AI sales. That's what dumped the whole thing. Really? I guess I do see they're down a little bit here. Yeah, I guess so. Nice little drop in there. Well, mystery solved. So yeah, we're gonna be right back down at yesterday's lows, kind of taking out this green bar from yesterday. So I'm inclined to look for shorts here, right around the lows from yesterday. We've got a little bit of range we can kind of maybe pop back up into. If it really wants to here, maybe back up towards 530s if necessary. But ideally, if it's going to do the thing in which we think it might do here today, we'll see a little bit of a pop from the open, and then from there we can roll over, maybe establish a divergence of some sort, and then go lower from there. Now, The one index that I don't know wants to necessarily participate in this kind of idea that we have of going lower is going to be in the Russell. So in the Russell, I'm going to be paying attention to this 2481.70s level as well. So at the moment, that's where we just came from, and we got a pretty decent little, 12, 13 point sell off there. But if we can get back up above that level, then I'm not going to be super interested in any shorts. And at the moment, it's the only index that's actually green on the day. So we've got S&Ps, they're down 0.26, NASDAQ down 0.56. Russell is actually up 0.25, surprisingly enough. And then the Dow is down 0.20 here. So there's a little bit of conflicting information going on there between the two. But yeah, at the moment, those are the things in which I'm watching here. Let me jump on this call real quick with Osborne. We'll patch. What's up, dude? We'll patch in his audio there. Application audio. All right, go ahead and talk.
Yo, yo, yo. Hello, hello, hello.
Hold on 1 second. There we go. Now you should be good to go.
Sweet.
All right, you guys got him?
What up, gang? Good morning. That was a big old red bar, huh? Was there some news there or something?
We were just talking about that. I guess we determined that is Microsoft news.
What did they come up with?
Some bad AI sales or something. I like that hair, my dude.
My hair?
Yeah, a little slick back look.
Just got out the shower. It'll dry out and go normal. But thank you, my G. I didn't want to wake up today.
You said you didn't want to wake up?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
I guess that's not always a bad thing. I mean, it'd be a bad thing if you didn't wake up, but yeah. So we were just kind of going through the indices there. Game plan being if we look for shorts down into 191s, but the Russell being the one that's kind of holding up here, looking like maybe it doesn't want to do that. So keeping an eye on the Russell to see if it does get up through those 2481s there or not. But yeah, initially looking for a small rally out of the NASDAQ, some type of divergence, and then look for shorts from there. And then the other thing in which I had on the list was gold. This was kind of my favorite thing. And 42.55 60s being that level in there, which at the moment we have essentially been able to hold, get above and hold, but not really in the way in which I was kind of expecting it to. So I'm going to keep that one on the list at the moment, but no immediate plans in there. And then same thing in silver, 58.91s, which is where we're kind of coming from right now, and see if we can't get continuation from that as well. You got anything you're watching? Where'd he go?
Yo, I had to go get some tissues, man. I'm still sneezy. I shared a screen. I don't know if you're able to throw that on there as well.
Yep, got you.
Thank you, G.
Maybe I'll do this.
Perfect.
What y'all think about that layout?
I can tell me if that 5 grid is too much too. If it's too small, I can make it a different layout.
We're at a minute
Yeah.
50 here till the bell.
I really wanted NVIDIA over that 184.5. I was gonna long John Silver it.
We do have Tesla getting a small gap up if you're looking for the idea of a relative strength, but
Well, that was when everything was up. Markets were at nice little gap up. NVIDIA over the level. Tesla, I don't know about if I could do anything with that. You using any levels in EQ?
the only thing we really have is down in the 191s. I mean, we've got this little area right here, like 450s, 459s, which we're currently trying to hold. That little bit of weird midday action yesterday kind of screws up, I feel like, any kind of trend there. So I don't love that. But we are essentially taking out the red bar from yesterday here, depending on where we can open. Or we're getting close to it, I should say. Russell, NASDAQ. All right. I think I'm ready to go. Got about 8 seconds till the bell here.
Still think Google's gonna be a mega long over the next few weeks. I just am trying to find an entry.
I can see that.
At 200 points to pre-market highs. You expect them to take that out or no?
Pre-market highs for NASDAQ?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think so. I mean, the whole like you can't keep a good market down thing is definitely held true here for quite a while, but there's only so many times we can gap under a green bar and like fight that off. I don't know that today is going to be that day though. Apple doesn't seem to care. Walmart certainly doesn't care.
Yeah, Apple's been on a heater.
Part of me just really wants to just YOLO some gold and let it do its thing if it's going to move.
NASDAQ touched the level, getting over the opening print, trying to.
Yeah. Like I said, I think we have room to like 530s. So I'm not super interested in anything aggressive in there.
I gotta find that clip of me talking about Apple. It was over 3 weeks ago. I said I just want us to get a dash under that weekly, and we're gonna pop. And sure did. Feel like an idiot for not taking any shares in there.
That's how I feel in Walmart at the moment.
Artsky's pumpkin.
Russell, which was the stronger market there in pre-market, is now pushing lower while everything else gets a little bit of a pop here.
You call Walmart around $100?
105.
Yeah. Got some nice chart too.
Yeah,
Google's trying to get pop.
105.50s, I think it was.
Google's about to trigger the daily buy setup. At a level at 317.78, I'm watching. If we can get above and retest.
I don't mind that. Room to 327s or so.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the strongest things this week, besides Apple. A few other names, but
I'm kicking myself on gold now. I just popped 10 points since I said I wanted to YOLO it. If NASDAQ is going to go lower, this should be the area where we reject right up there and towards 530s. I'm going to do a little aggressive entry here on NASDAQ to the downside. I'm going to go about 25% on size and then look to add if we can get a new entry under opening print. There's just a ton of room down here that I think even at 25% size, if we make a 300-point move and it somehow doesn't give another entry, I think the risk reward there is really good. Right off that 530 area there. One of the things we got to find a way to do is kind of like mark out specifically when we're streaming, just like areas to go back to like grab those clips that you were talking about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't necessarily know how we do that.
You could use like Zoom transcript, but that requires a little bit of work. I don't know if it'll be as detailed, but I know I use for work. I use what do we use? Otter, Otter AI, and you could throw a video in there, and it'll break it all down and give you notes, or you can like search and all that shit. I don't know if that's worth it, but
Do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips.
I ain't heard that one.
You haven't heard that one?
Do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips.
What? You ain't heard that song?
I don't think so. Should I watch this PW video?
It was pretty spot on for your incident yesterday. Like 2 minutes in.
And now we've got 5 brand new Lucid Flex accounts.
He did what I did. Left orders open.
No, he tells you not to. He tells you how to avoid it. That's why I said it was for you.
Unbelievable.
All right, Russell here into 81.70s. New highs. I just don't have it marked up. Dow pushing here. Russell's trying to get through that level now. We did initially test it, now trying to push through. S&P's no new highs yet. but Dow is, so is Russell. NASDAQ kind of chilling there.
Google rejected that level hard back into open print. No higher low over the level, so it didn't get shaked into anything, luckily.
Yeah, I think NASDAQ's in an interesting spot here. Everything else, and I say everything meaning Russell Dow, looks good, but I'm kind of thinking NASDAQ wants a new low. Whether it gets continuation from that, I don't know yet. But I am down to, depending on where this ends up closing here for the Russell, I'm down to look for pullbacks in there. Because that'll be a pretty bold statement right there out of it. But yeah, I think NASDAQ goes lower here. Yeah, Russell's definitely strong. The mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. On the Discovery Channel. That's a hard pullback in the Russell there. It went from strong to not. Dow doesn't seem to care though, but NASDAQ just got that new low. It'd be super tough for me to think that we just rally this whole thing back, but we have seen crazier. I broke my fast last night, by the way.
How long you make it?
Almost 48 hours.
Nice. Mental's got the best of you or what?
No, I just wasn't like, I was hurting. It's like, I need some food. They also said prolonged fasts aren't like the greatest thing for lupus, so I was kind of like, all right.
I think I'm gonna try some Google here. I'm not in yet. I'm looking at the 320s.
I'm trying to figure out what NASDAQ wants to do here. I'm still just sitting on a little bit of a short position there. I haven't added or done anything to it yet. The Tesla idea of relative strength is actually working out fairly well here. Still kind of thinking NASDAQ wants to go lower.
Yeah, Tesla's the only thing that's green.
Yeah, it's doing the thing. Viewership's down a couple people today.
Because I joined.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say that, but oh. S&P's made new highs there. Russell did, Dow did, Nasdaq did not. We still got strength in names like Tesla here. I'd still be open to Russell from a long perspective, but I still think Nasdaq needs to go lower first, or wants to go lower first, I should say. It's kind of unusual for me to be short within the first like 5-10 minutes of the day. I'm doing my best to hold it though. I would love an ad, but I don't think I'm gonna get one. By the way, Tradeify dropped, I don't think you were on yet. They basically dropped their own flex plan. They got a select plan.
What does that mean? Or what's different than no trailing?
So no consistency, end of day drawdown. You can do either the flex or the daily. So you can go to the daily payout option, which are they're capped a little bit on the max payout side of things. But of course it is daily payouts. There's no consistency. The flex plan I think is probably the better route from the payout side. It's just a minimum of 5 days with a set number of either 150, 200, or 250 in profits. It's very similar to the Lucid plan. I am kind of happy to see some of them move into daily payout windows though, or daily payout options. I think that's most firms you got to be live in order to do that at the moment, or a few of them I should say. So I think it's a good move for the industry. Treats it more like a real account. The only way to feed him is to sleep with a man for a little bit of money and his dad's gone. We've been out of lockdown. I ain't got a job now. Excuse me. I see gold back at the level. I don't know that I love the way in which this is traded so far this morning. I am kind of watching the Russell here though. I'm gonna
Long dog?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna try a very small piece right in there around 83s for the Russell. It stops to be right down there under 81, so it's about 2 points. I don't love the weakness still like kind of happening in the Dow in the way in which it is, and I think S&Ps are probably going to roll over. So it's either going to be a really quick stop, or if we can hold here, then we've got a pretty decent pop. But if S&Ps hold opening print, NASDAQ does have that divergence in place there. So I'm long Russell, short NASDAQ in a small way. Nice Russell push there so far.
Glad I avoided Google. No 5-minute trigger yet. I don't know what I want to do, man.
Flat Russell. I don't like that pullback. We made a couple points on that. Not a couple points, couple ticks on that. I flattened it on that tail right there. Like I said, I still think we go lower in NASDAQ. It offered about an R and a half, and I didn't take it, so. S&Ps here look good for a rollover. Probably should have been a little bit more patient with the Russell, but you say what in Google?
Me?
Yeah, yeah, Google.
Just waiting for a. I haven't done anything. I was waiting for a 5-minute trigger, and now if it does trigger, I don't know if I even want it.
I don't think Apple looks bad. It's got like a nice little 15-minute kind of 1, 2, 3 shaping up here. It's just a matter of whether market's going to go lower or not. That's the piece that I can't wrap my head around for longs at the moment. Ticks are pretty stable here. I have a feeling I'm going to kick myself on this Russell.
NQ doing everything it can to hold that level.
She's trying. She is trying.
Google's tempting here. I feel like I should just sit on the sidelines.
I think we go tag these lows here in the S&Ps. Maybe get overnight lows too. That low is 22.75s. Yesterday's lows are right down here at the overnight lows there. Room to 6,800s. Russell is doing its best to try and hold on to that level there. There goes NASDAQ too. Nice. Russell is trying its best here. NASDAQ. Nice little push down. Not quite through those overnight lows. S&Ps didn't either, but Russell's trying to hold this 8170s. I'm glad I avoided gold though. I was a little kind of bummed about that initially, but
It's a nice little shimmy right there in NQ if it holds and closes green.
yeah. I'm going to close
Same
my
thing.
short in there actually. Over opening print with a setup, I'd be interested in longs now. Hard to fight that divergence. The other thing I don't want to do here is sit here and think short then long when we legitimately haven't really gone anywhere, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I'm trying to rationalize the idea of Russell holding, Dow holding, and whether that gets S&Ps and NASDAQ to rally or not is a question. Had almost 100 points in the NASDAQ there.
Mm-hmm. This might just be the opening pair retest. But I mean, that's a real standoutish divergence to the long side, especially with the level.
It is. It'd be tough to fight that for a short.
I know it's early and I should wait, but I really want to run these 320s for next week on Google. I'm not going to. Oh, be patient. There was an order filled, if y'all heard that. That was very small in this week, 325s. Not even like, it's like a quarter risk in there right now. Quarter of an R, rather. I feel like I'm just obsessing with Google for no reason.
I kind of like Apple better.
Apple just doesn't have any targets. I suck at holding things with no targets.
Yeah. Just kind of wide open.
Yeah.
I think Russell from a long perspective here is not bad. If that divergence is going to hold here in the markets, then I'm going to let it finish forming this bar, but I think that could move. You're in Russell shorts? No. Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, it might work if we fail here, but go, go, shorty. Party like it's your birthday. There's an I mean, again, I just don't want to keep flipping the idea of longs and shorts back and forth. There's an argument to be made for a long idea here in the S&Ps back over opening print, but at the same time, NASDAQ sitting just right under opening print, so Russell's giving it up now. Dow strong. Nice little
Why
Google
didn't I?
pop there.
Yeah, I should have full boarded. What did I say? Those 330s, they're still cheap for next week. I'm gonna be patient.
He's 2 minutes ago. He's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't mess with this. Just obsessing over Google.
That fucker rips 30 points in my face.
I'm keeping the idea in the back of my mind too that, whoa, whatever that is in the Russell, I kind of like it. Whatever that is in longs in general, I think I like it. Do we have 10 a.m. news? I missed that on the calendar. Oh, we did, didn't we? Mm-hmm.
15-minute in Google looks nice now. Love to see a nice hourly bar rather than an indecision. Damn.
I was about to say before that happened, I'm still keeping in the back of my mind the idea that this ends up being nothing more than just like a range bound type of week. Like I have that thought just kind of sitting back there, and that's kind of keeping me from pressing too many buttons here. Like I typed in the chat last night, I don't know if you saw that, just if we are going to be a range bound type of move week, it would make sense that we, go down and test that 6,800 for S&Ps, but I mean, I think we just had our shot at doing that, and that divergence kind of speaks at the moment that it doesn't want to do that, is essentially what I'm thinking that that's saying.
Yeah, that divergence definitely stood out in the shimmy. Go on with your best self. I'm sure no one took that with me. I wasn't very confident. I feel bad. We did get the daily trigger. Should have been maybe a little bit more aggressive with the divergence as well.
Yeah, I think the divergence warrants it, but again, it's tough to long Nasdaq at the moment. Just trying to play back into that green bar, which I mean we're fighting it off. So
About 3 hours in Google there.
nice. I'm up $27 on the day.
Come on.
That idea over opening print though for S&Ps is printing.
Let's go. If you did take some, if you're heavy, don't take some profits here. If you're heavy, if not, do what you do. I'm going for 327, so that's going to be closer to, I can draw the fib, closer to 10 Rs.
Yeah, S&P's had a nice move.
Yeah, if you caught that divergence, that's a nice little pop there.
It was clean too. Russell's
Yeah,
the
it's
only
about,
one not getting new highs at the moment.
about 11 Rs to target at 327 level on that Google. But that's assuming market's trend. It's asking a lot. It's fading that level. We need to get a confirmation close above the level.
Kind of like the silver look right here too, but
I transferred a bunch of money into my, I say a bunch. I transferred more than I normally trade with into my options account, and it's like taking forever to become available, I feel like.
those six-figure deposits, they take a minute.
It's something, man. My order declined today because I was going to go a little bit heavier. I don't know if y'all heard that, but
How'd you send
I
it?
guess it's just ACH transfer, whatever they allow in there.
It'd take like up to 5 days.
Okay, it's about the 5th day right now, so I figured that'd be good. But it's a sign, I guess. I ain't too worried about it.
I don't personally understand that, to be honest, from like the banking position. Like the money leaves your account pretty much right away. And like you can withdraw, like you can get money from like a Venmo account in your bank in literally 20 seconds. So how the
Right.
hell do we how can we not in 2025 move money like just back and forth 50 different
That's,
times and it take a minute, you know what I mean?
yeah. That's the argument for Bitcoin, right? And XRP and kind of their systems.
Yeah, crypto is pretty instant, which I'd be surprised. I was doing a little bit, I didn't really talk about it. I was doing a little bit of crypto, a little Ethereum transfers and stuff the other day.
What
And dude,
purpose?
just moving some funds around to different accounts and picking up a little bit. But it was stupid cheap, like compared to what I remember. Like the fees have, unless I'm just tripping in my head, because the last time I really did like too crazy, like was basically like a year ago. The last time I did anything like real crazy in crypto, um, the fees were stupid cheap, like pennies to dollars to move money. It was actually like I was expecting a little bit more, and it was not bad at all.
Getting cheaper to move money around.
Yeah, yeah, a fair amount actually. Unless I'm just tripping and I remember it being like 15, 20 bucks before, and it was either bad timing or something, I don't know, but I remember it being like 15, 20 bucks. And it was, I think I paid like, I had some wrapped ETH as well that I was moving. I think I paid like 12 or 15 cents on some of that. It wasn't a ton, but Yeah, it was cheaper than I remember, so I guess that's a good thing.
I appreciate you letting me join stream, my G.
Yeah, you got to bounce.
Yeah, if you're doing another 24-hour stream, I might join you later today.
We do need to schedule one. I'm down to run it. See what happens.
Be wild.
We should run it on like a Thursday into Friday. So get on it like Thursday, like evening, 4 o'clock. Stay till Friday at close.
It'd be wild.
I
I
don't know
don't
if
know
it's
if I can
worth it,
commit.
but it'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't know if I can commit to that. I could definitely jump on and off, but be hard to commit to that. She should show me some feet pics.
We could do a feet camera.
I might do it for that.
Just have an under desk camera. Just flips back and forth between my crotch and the
I said we
floor.
should get the multi. Yeah, I said we should get the multi shot. There, now you're talking. I just had like a clip like pop in my head. You're like, oh, I'm taking the Nasdaq. You know, like cuts to your feet, just like wiggling.
There's just 4 cameras, one on my face, one on my crotch, one on my feet.
You know, like it's like a big ass chair too, where your feet don't touch; they just kind of wiggle.
Like when you're 6 years old, you're just sitting on the toilet dangling your feet.
There's something about a man sitting in a chair with his feet dangling. It's just
It just doesn't feel right, dude.
shit. I gotta bounce, my G. Thanks for having me.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Of course, brother. I'll pop back on.
Google to the
Have a good day.
moon.
Hope so. We'll see. I'm not. That was full position. I would have trimmed a little bit up there, but I'd be more pumped up about it. But if it makes the full move, it'll definitely be nice.
Yeah.
What are you expecting? I mean, you want to do anything from here? Expecting range?
I mean, I'm kind of leaning more towards that, and that's like I said, that's in the back of my mind. So I don't really want to scalp this, but it's like, we might not have a choice. If we want to actually do something, it might just have to be a little scalpy scalp.
Yeah. We'll go, bro.
I might
Peace
set
out,
up some
dude.
prop accounts and just YOLO them for fun.
Have you opened up some Lucid yet?
Yeah, I
I
haven't
meant to
touched.
talk to you. I opened it up, but I didn't play with it today. I can double check, but it felt like my data was wrong. Like all my charts weren't showing me the right numbers. What would that mean?
You got the right tickers in, like the right expiration on the futures.
I don't know. I'll look into it again. But like yesterday, I was like throwing me off. I was about to make a trade. I was like, wait, this isn't even lined up. I don't want to fuck this up.
You
I'll look
signed all
more into
the
it. Like,
you signed all the trade of eight paperwork and stuff for data.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. But I'm gonna double check all that today and hopefully get that bitch running for stream Friday. You're streaming with somebody else tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
a tease? Announced it yet?
You say what?
Is that did I just tease it or have you announced it yet?
No, I haven't announced it yet. I was gonna drop it on the stories and stuff a little bit later on, but yeah, we'll be on a different channel tomorrow. I'll for sure obviously drop the link and stuff so you guys can come hang out. But yeah, we'll do a little joint
Tomorrow
stream.
morning? Tomorrow during the market open?
Yeah, yeah, just pre-market like normal.
Okay, nice.
So should be good. I'm
Cool.
excited.
I'll see you in there if I don't talk to you.
All right, bro.
Peace, brother.
Peace. Move from the bed down to the floor. Nigga so good, I don't want to leave, but I gotta. It's your fantasy. All right, NASDAQ coming back down here. books, but can't be too loud. Everything made new highs there, and now coming back a bit. Again, I've said it a couple times, the idea that we're just in a range bound type of action again today, it's sticking in the back of my mind, and that's why I'm not super aggressive here with anything. I feel like if we were going to go lower, this morning we had the opportunity to do so from that kind of little initial morning pop and rollover, which is why I took the NASDAQ short there when I did, and then was looking to add to it, never did, thankfully. And now it's a hard pullback off Meta. Netflix has been straight trending lower this morning too. Microsoft really hasn't made a move. So yeah, I think this is, again, it's boring, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love nothing more than a trend either direction. I don't necessarily care. I just want us to do something, go somewhere. Give us a divergence, give us an entry, make us fight for it or something at least. In order to do something with this, but I just don't think we have it. So I'm trying to still remain patient here. If we do get the breakout, then I'm interested. If we do break down, then I'll get interested slightly, but at the same time, it's like, is any of this just a trap from a long perspective, or from a breakout perspective? Either way. Yeah, I mean, opening print pullback here on NASDAQ, maybe it's okay. I just don't love fighting. Both of y'all asking the same question. Am I interested in NASDAQ off open? I don't know. That 15-minute topping tail is a little bit aggressive, I think, from a wanting to just go straight back into longs here. Pretty hard 5-minute reversal off the top there. If anything, I think Russell has the best chance at maybe making new highs again. S&Ps do have that 50-50 up there that I think we could probably see again as well, but I mean, I don't want to sound like a snob, but like, I'm not trying to really scalp for 15 points in the S&Ps. Like, don't get me wrong, 15 points is definitely still a nice move, $750 per contract, but like, if I'm doing that and my stop is, 7-8 points here, then I mean, total range on this bar is 8 points. So it's like, yeah, I'm trying to go for 2 Rs. Like, I'm going for 2 Rs, playing back into that. I don't know. I just don't love it. So again, I mean, I think the other piece to this too, just in trading in general, is like, we had a really great November. Like, the action in November was really nice. So far, December is not the most impressive yet. And I think if we're gonna hold true to that idea, then for the range this week, then next week is probably a much better week, right? I'm not saying we still can't go all the way up to 864s, 25 900s, whatever. I would also just be super okay, even though it's boring for this week. We really haven't done any damage. Like, yeah, we had a loss on Monday. Yesterday actually ended up being small green believe it or not, with the silver move from the overnight session. So we were playing with some open profits yesterday. We did take a loss. Obviously, we chunked away at some of that, but it was still a small green day. So risk management has been super important. And it's like, okay, if we end up this week small red to break even ish, right? Assuming that like we don't get anything today, we don't get anything tomorrow or Friday, then I'm okay with that, right? Because it'll make sense from a P&L perspective that it matches what the chart's doing, which is essentially range bound. So if we're up small one day, down small another day, and then next week we finally start to make a move, well then we can kind of finally break our P&L out, right? In some ways, if you were to chart your P&L, it in theory should look similar to what the chart's doing in and of itself, right? Maybe if your P&L goes up and chart goes down, like if we have a nice trend, it doesn't necessarily correlate in that sense, right? If you catch the shorts, but yeah, it should be a fairly consistent move with what market is presenting or giving us at the time, right? And there's Russell making new highs. So far, only market to do so. You can create the account on there, yeah. You just set up an account with them? If you go there, you can go ahead, you can set up and register an account. Dum dum dum. Da, da, dum. L369. Time get low, get low, get low, get low. This should be the song we play for markets on a on a trending down day. Oh, these bitches crawl. $438,000 contracts traded so far. Can I play with your panty line? Let's see if we melt what. Gold just retested that 55.60s from underneath there. I'm messing around with opening print now. The Dow looks good. Nice strength and stuff coming out of there. There's just not enough movement to justify the risk, I don't think. Not enough room to target. Let me rephrase that. Russell did make that new high there, only market to do so. Some ugly 15-minute topping tails there for NASDAQ now too. You're just gonna front run the opening print twice? It's possible. It is certainly possible. And Russell kind of came back there, 86, 80s. What was that? 4.2 minute bar, 4-point range. This is like, again, it's really bad, especially if you're on the mic trying to talk about trades, talk about markets, look for something to do. Like, this is legitimately the worst thing you could ask for from a market movement standpoint, is like, well, what do I do with this? Like, we fade this, we go with this. I wouldn't be surprised to see Russell try and maybe make the breakout, but at the same time, it's like, again, and that was the one that we had some strength this morning. We had all the things, and it kind of led into the idea, at least that we were looking for, right, of a 8170s hold, and that so far is now working. So I was literally they just sent me over the graphics for it. I'll drop those in here now. Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to the new Lucid accounts. Like, comparing these side by side, I don't actually think I can drop. Can I add? I don't know if I can do that or not. Let me see. No, I can't do that. Yeah, I was gonna see if I could drop the graphic in there, but I can't. It's in the chat. You drop it in there though. Yeah, so the daily payouts without intraday trailing. Yeah, both of them are end of day drawdown. The only thing on the daily payout side is that you do have to meet the buffer. You got to be above the buffer to request a payout, which for 50K is only 2,100. So it's a little bit less than essentially everybody else, right? Apex is 2,600 for 50K. Yeah, no consistency. Daily loss limit's 1,000. And the total end of day, and the total drawdown is $2,000. So you can lose $1,000 on the day and have another 1,000 essentially left to go before you blow it, right? Because the end of day drawdown's $2,000. Max payout is $1,000 a payout though. Yeah, so daily payout without intraday trailing. So once you're over buffer, you can potentially pull out 5K a day. No, so, well, technically yes, if you have 5 accounts. Yeah, because it's $1,000 per account. And there's no consistency, so technically yes. But you essentially pick that. So you still do go through an evaluation, right? So let's say 50K is 95 bucks. Their reset fee is the exact same price, which makes sense. Activation fee is none. You can have up to 5 accounts. Profit target is 2,500 bucks. And evaluation consistency is 40%. So essentially you have 3 days to pass it. So whereas with Lucid, you can do it in 2, technically. They'll give you a little variance on their 50% consistency. That's pretty much the only difference. And then the daily payout option. Or you can go to the Flex, which is the 5-day payout. It is I mean, it's definitely a little bit aggressive. It's definitely a little bit aggressive. Russell Dow just made new highs there, by the way. If you're a scalper, here's the thing. If you're a scalper, it is legitimately probably the perfect plan. You have a daily loss limit of $1,000. So you have plenty of room, even if you're risking, say, 150 to 200 bucks per trade. You can still take 3 losses in a day, not technically hit the daily loss limit. You know, it gives you essentially 4 days. If you're say 500 bucks is your total daily loss personally, if that's your cap, gives you 4 days worth of max losses before you would hit a trail. With a safety net in there if you were to hit 1,000. And payout frequency is daily. I don't know if there is a withdraw daily up to 2 times profit since the last payout, capped at maximum payout. I don't know if there's a minimum. There might be a minimum. If it's 500 bucks minimum on a payout, then I mean, that's fine. It just might take you more than 1 day, depending on sizing, to hit that. I mean, they might not keep it long for sure. They might not keep it long. I mean, you could essentially, here's the thing, for 95 bucks, right, per account, you could essentially first payout at $1,000 a piece. It's $5,000. You're 10x. You're 10x right there. Dow breaking through that high from the other day, 722s there. What's up, Kevin? He said it's free money. But hey, you already know code MLT gets you the best deal. I think they're doing what, 40% off on the launch. At that price, that's definitely a little aggressive. On their part, I'm saying. I'll drop that link here. You might be right, honestly. I mean, the only thing I think, at least from what I'm looking at, is like the only saving grace potentially is what is happening now. Market going stupid for a minute there. This is honestly low volume type of action here. We're at 486,000 contracts on S&Ps. These random ass freaking spike moves. The only saving grace that I think they have is still having to pass the eval, because you can't technically full port it and pass it in a day. That's the thing. Coupon, what's the Lucid promo code? Lucid promo code is going to be MLT. Uh, 496 includes the overnight. Includes the overnight action. I don't want any parts of this action, by the way. Like, like what is that? We just break power bars low. There's a wicks all down here towards 500 bucks on NASDAQ. And just straight up push right back through on some news, something maybe, I don't know. They did a collab with TJR. It could certainly be a market grab from Lucid. I mean, I think Tradeify is probably bigger than Lucid, but oh, interesting. I can't go online and not see him. Like, he's legitimately everywhere on my feed. The podcast he did the other day that I saw some, and it's not even always his account. It's like these with the other like Clipper accounts and stuff too. He did like a podcast the other day though. I've never seen the dudes that he did the podcast with, but it was a little strange if I'm being honest. You can have so Lucid. You can have five. You can have five funded, but you can have 10 total accounts. So you could technically have a couple of eval accounts in the back pocket. And they don't have to be. The other thing with Lucid that I kind of like, which it looks like Tradeify is kind of going to the same thing here with the new plan, is that at least I think so, is that it's a one-time price, one-time payment. So with Lucid, once you pay, you know, whatever it is, whatever size account you pick, you know, 60 bucks, 78 bucks, whatever, right? For the eval, it's one time, and that's it. But you can grab a couple extras and have them as a backup. Or if you don't want to, like a day like today where you don't maybe want to trade your funded, or you maybe pulled a little bit out of a funded so far and you just want to, you know, mess around with a backup account, you can do it with a with an eval account you have over there as well. Uh-oh. Bobcat is suing Caterpillar for using and infringing on 14 patents. Lawsuit was filed yesterday. If you fail it, if it just sits there, I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't touched them yet. I have a couple accounts, and surprisingly, I've done really well of just keeping my hands in my pockets on the week so far on that side of things. I just wanted to take advantage of them before the 40% off went away. But my thinking with them is, so, and it probably, in all honesty, probably would have been good trades to have taken over the past few days because you're really looking for like 2 hours on something and then just kind of bailing on it because you've got the 50% consistency to try and pass. So you're just trying to make $1,000, $1,500 per trade. So, you know, I mean, you're looking for 50 to 75 points on NASDAQ. So it probably would have been better to trade those on the week and not looking for bigger targets on other accounts on real money. But the thing in which the thing in which I like about it, and then I'm essentially going to look to do is, you got a 2K max loss limit, which is basically the same as what Tradeify is giving over there now. The $150, like 5 days of $150 are minimum, right? And you get the 5 days to pay out is essentially, if you can come in and you can pull anywhere between $400 to $600 a day from these accounts, you should be up somewhere in the neighborhood of like $2,500 at the end of those 5 days, and you can pull $2,500, 500 from each account, right? You can pull $2,500 back, and then essentially still have your 2K risk in each account that you initially had, right? And then look to take it from there. So that's kind of my first initial thinking is, I don't know that you can go too aggressive with them just because of the cap on the payout side. And then S&Ps are rejecting this 68.50 at the moment. But yeah, the only thing I'm thinking is I don't know if you can go super aggressive, because if you get, you know, essentially 6 payouts, then they're going to look to move you live, and it might not make sense to be like 10, 15 grand in profits in each of those accounts, because you're only going to be able to pull 2 grand per account each time, which you obviously have to make that each time after payouts, because you got to get, you know, 150 plus or more, right? For those 5 days. So if you had a perfect run, it really doesn't make sense to go, because then they're going to move you live, right? And when they move you live, there's a $5,000 move live cap for each account. So if you've got 10 or 15 grand in profits in there that you haven't been able to pull out, it really doesn't make sense to have made that money, because you're not getting it anyway, right? It says on their site, any excess profits will be forfeited when you move live. So Could you move 5 accounts over with 5 grand in each live and essentially have, 25 grand worth of risk? Then yeah, I think that's the way to go. Because if you can only pull 5 when you go live, it doesn't make sense to have more than that. It's kind of my thinking on it. Which I don't know let me see there. Just to make sure I'm quoting this right. Yeah. So, and I think this is the piece I don't know necessarily on Tradeify yet. Which I did read it on there. They sent an email out last night to me to make sure. I just want to make sure I'm quoting it right. 5 payouts in live with up to 5 accounts. Yeah. But so with Lucid, once you move live, then which could happen technically before your 6 payout, but once you move live, you can request daily payouts. And the other thing, which I don't know that Tradeify has announced this or not yet, if they did, I missed it. You can actually swing trade across sessions on the live on Lucid. So that part's not bad. They do only have one firm rule, which is that 20% daily loss limit. So if you have 5 grand, then your daily loss limit's set at 1,000, which I think is fine. So I think the live element over there is actually really good if it holds true to that. I don't know. We'll see. That's my goal over there. People think of day trading, they see him as the face of it. I mean, I guess it's good in a way that he's bringing more awareness, more people to the space. CNBC debunks the news out of the information regarding the Microsoft AI cuts. So that was all bullshit this morning. That's what we're hearing now. It's a nice move out of Google there, Osborne. Nice Russell move, though. Shake your ass. Show me what you're working with. Why is this so shit again today? It's just where we're at. It's just where we're at on the charts. Again, it makes sense. Yeah, yeah, it is. And there's another chat in Discord too. I just saw your Instagram message on that. I don't really think there is a catch, to be honest. I mean, prop firms have been around for a while, and there used to be, which there still is. No, you're good, bro. You're good. Um, Prop firms have been around for a while, and there were and still are prop firms for trading individual equities, just like in Chicago and New York and things like that. You just have to be licensed. So it was a thing where you would get firm capital, like real capital, not just sim capital. Um, get funded from them, and then essentially come into the office and trade on a trading floor, things like that. So like prop firm space has been around for a while. Um, just with futures, take profit trader, top step, one up trader, all those from back in the day. Like those are some of the old ones, right? Um, you used to have to get licenses. I forget, maybe it was like series 63 or series 56. Um, series 55 maybe, I forget what the license was. um, which the license was kind of bullshit because it was just what are the rules and regulations here, not whether or not you actually know how to trade. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it's like the series 7 and all that stuff is just like knowing the rules and custodial bullshit, whatever. um, but yeah, so like that's existed for a while. The prop firm space in futures now specifically though just allows for a much lower use of capital than putting up your own money. It allows you to, if you wanted to, and not just full port through an eval, you could try and prove your consistency basically in one step up from a demo environment. So demo is obviously no real money. Any and all brokerage firms have a demo account you can mess around with, right? Thinkorswim, etc. Um, and then now with prop firms, you can at least have a little bit of risk on the table, like whatever it was you decided to purchase an account with, and then from there get funded and actually get a payout from that money. So, you can pick up an account at Apex, Tradeify, Top One, Lucid, Take Profit Trader, etc. Like the list goes on and on. They all have very similar rules, and pay anywhere between $60 to a couple $100 if you want to just go straight to funded, and then you make money and you get to pull it out, right? So the catch is you just have to follow some set of rules, right? Which that's the if there is a catch, that's the catch, is that you have to follow rules. Is that necessarily a bad thing? Yes and no. It's a bad thing from yeah, like what Kevin's saying here, having the goals in prop firms can lead to tilts for sure. You know, you get a couple $100 away from a payout number, and like that's the thing in which you're focused on, and then you end up blowing the account. You know what I mean? Um, I kind of want to short S&Ps here, but I don't at the same time. If we come off 68.50s, but yeah, so that's kind of the rundown on them. Yeah, exactly. So I would say if you have like, I don't know, let's say you're setting up an account for like 5 to 10 grand, right? It makes more sense from a risk standpoint that you set up one or two prop accounts, right? Like say a 150K account at, you know, Tradeify or I mean, pretty much all of them have a straight to funded route now. Then, you know, like a top one, you get $4,500 worth of drawdown. So yeah, that account might cost you $400, but you get the same risk dollar for dollar that you would have had in your own account anyway. If you were going to set if you were going to set up say a five grand account, so you get $4,500 worth of risk for $400. So you could, in theory, you know, blow that account 10 times and lose on paper, in essence, you know, 45 grand, to whereas you would have lost your 5 grand account essentially the first time you blew up, right? So from that perspective, I think it's a better move for the newer trader. But again, if you don't know how to trade, it's not really going to make a difference at the end of the day. Like, if you don't know when to push the button or why you're pushing the button, then it's the end result is still going to be the same whether you're trading on prop or trading on your own money. You know what I mean? I mean, it's easy to blow 100 accounts though. Like if you're just trying to full port and pass some accounts, especially if you're trading, you know, like on Apex, if you're trading 5 or 10 accounts at a time, just trying to full port through them and get funded, you can you can easily blow 100 accounts. But again, if you're doing it just to get funded and then know what you're doing, then I don't think that's a bad move because of the amount of risk that you get for the money in which you put up. What do you mean? Does it make sense to do the other order? Which one? Which one you mean? I might kick myself for not taking S&P shorts there if we go to 6,800. Yeah, thanks for the teaching. When to push and why to push is in those mentorships for sure. I mean, I'm a little biased, but I think the mentorship is hands down the best option out there for learning to trade. And again, I'm biased to that, obviously, but I have the student success and everything to justify saying it at the same time too. So, oh, you're a crazy bitch, but you fuck so good, I'm on top of it. Little buck cherry. No, no, no. No, the live trading piece is not part of mentorship. My man Christian, he says, I agree, mentorship is needed. I tried to do a YouTube university for a while and literally got nowhere. Mentorship provides a structure and an idea for you to then form more and more knowledge around. On top of it. Oh, you took that S&P short. Nice. I don't know if it works, but if it does, it goes to 6,800, which would make it worth it. We're just coming right off that 68.50, 50. It's like a 3-4 point stop for 50 points worth of target. I honestly would say that it's more likely we go test that next week if we just continue to base out here this week. That's the only thing that's kind of keeping me at bay or less interested, if you will. What you mean, Julian? I got that president look. You talking about the hair? I got my caterpillar shirt on. Caterpillar. Like the way me. So walked by a fish market and said, "Good morning, ladies." Said Colt 45 and 2 zigzags. Said Colt 45 and 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all you need. We can go to the bar, pat the dog. Oh. Apple kind of came off hard there. I didn't expect that. It is 3 days up, though. Roll, joint. I'm kind of overall in protective mode. The only thing I wish I probably had on at the moment would be the Russell from 8170 area. That was the idea, or one of the ideas in the morning kind of discussion there. Which would still obviously be working. Yeah, opening Brent for S&Ps would have worked. That hard bar down, you know, after that, which the divergence is definitely still in place, but that hard bar down after the divergence and the breakout, that would have been a tough hold, I think, through there. And then trying to continue to hold it up through 68.50s here, I think would be a little tough. But it'd be up, 20 couple points here. There's certainly money to be made here. There's movement, like we've got a decent range, 30 couple points out of S&Ps, 150, 180 points out of NASDAQ. it's just not my type of action at the moment, which is fine, right? Like, you're gonna see people that are doing really, really well in this type of price action. Like, this is what they like. This is what they're good at. This is what their strategy, sets up for, right? And that's not to say that the diversions didn't work and it isn't working. It's there. It's working. But we're 3 days into we're technically 7 days into a range here. We're still inside last Wednesday's range pretty much. Thursday I don't necessarily count. Friday I don't necessarily count, but from a chart perspective, we're still basically there. I guess technically 5 days, but two zigzags. Maybe that's all we need. Hopefully, though, if anything, over the past couple of days, though, being on live, it's opened up a little bit of the idea that you don't necessarily have to be wait, what was that? That you don't necessarily have to be super aggressive each day, and not every day is going to be, essentially your type of day, right? It's okay to, not that we didn't do anything today, but very, very little, right? It's okay to have red days, all of those things, right? So, well, S&P popped to highs there, pull back. I kind of halfway joked about that Tesla this morning having relative strength on that gap up. It's not actually looking too bad now. I think this might be one of the ones we see run into the end of the year. Pick out the C's and stems. Y'all got any questions for me? Full port Tesla? Yeah, go for it. A full port Tesla. What do I think? Said my wife would kill me. She'll either kill you or she'll be really happy with the Louis bag you buy her after it goes to $500. Risk versus reward. I don't know. Thoughts on PLTR weekly here? I kind of like it. I would like it a little bit better if it had dipped kind of down towards like 142s there on that last push, but I don't mind it. I'll let that daily figure itself out though. It might need one more pullback or a little bit of consolidation before the push, but yeah. Yeah, no, it's a big move. It's a big move. She doesn't know how bad I fucked up last year. Yeah, it happens. You rewatch from 10:15 this morning to understand all the insights from prop accounts. Do you guys want me to do a video just kind of breaking down the different props and um, the rules and different things and just kind of give an overview? Yeah, how we game them and all that? Okay. Yeah, we could put something together for that. S&P is coming back under 68.50 now. A little Dow new high, Russell S&P new high, everything but NASDAQ there. Carvana looking good. Let's see. CVNA, right? Oh, yeah. Carvana looks good. Yeah, I like that. Would you be able to display a small EST timer on the live stream in YouTube so that way you can go back to check the stream for a particular time? Yeah, I could probably do that. You could use the chart. I guess technically my face is like blocking it at the moment, but like if I pull this down just a little bit, it should give you like current time right now, like 11:10 on the top left. I don't know. I do want to rework it just a little bit, and would kind of figure out this banner, get a couple more like graphics and stuff going, make it cleaner. Ryan says do a video. Yeah, I can do that. Just kind of break down and compare the different plans and some numbers and stuff around it. But yeah, I could probably figure out, they might have a little timer. I got to mess around with Streamlabs a little bit more. The workaround we have to do, unfortunately, at the moment on audio, their developers cannot figure out why I don't get audio coming from Osborne. So I have to get it through Discord and then pump it through to you guys, which is kind of annoying, the workaround there. But I mean, it works at the moment. It's just not the way in which it'd be more difficult to bring other people on is the only thing. And that's the thing is if someone else hosts, like when I tested it, because I'm going to be going live tomorrow with somebody else, when I tested it with them, it worked fine from their end to my end. But for whatever reason, it doesn't on this side. This Walmart move just continues to truck higher. What do I think of Irene? Isn't this a, what is this thing? I remember someone talking about it. I think it needs more pullback first, but you could try and hold here around 40. Isn't it a Bitcoin thing or something? It was either a Bitcoin or a real estate thing. I don't remember what this thing was. Yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah, I would I don't know. I mean, Bitcoin's had a pretty decent bounce back this week so far, but I don't know. I still don't necessarily trust this move entirely. It doesn't really change anything on the weekly just yet, so yeah, I would hold off on that personally. If you're bullish on Bitcoin and it tracks Bitcoin in a way, then um, you know, obviously do your thing, but there's probably better ways to trade Bitcoin than, which again, I don't necessarily know what they do, but from a chart perspective, looks like there's probably better ways. Good avoid on gold today. Good avoid on silver. This is unfortunate. To always buy Bitcoin. Definitely a better long here than it was at 107. Kiss me through the phone. About you. Market's trying to rally back to that 68.50s again. Hold on, I'm gonna drop. I sent this to Osborne yesterday. I'm gonna drop this in the chat. You guys think you guys think I should make this type of trading content? See if I get the same views. I'll drop it in the Discord chat. Dude, those views still are freaking unreal to me. I don't know if you're listening, Osborne. Did you see the views that she has? The chick I sent you yesterday in DMs. That video I sent you, she has 39 million views on it. Like legitimately all of those videos have insane views. 78 million, 48 million, 37 million. Dow going through 47,800s. S&P's right back to 50s here. I don't think there's going to be anything for me to do today. Mm, 50-point pop out of that for NASDAQ. Out of the low of that pullback. And 10 points on S&Ps. We don't seem like we want to go too far away from those 50-50s at the moment. If you think we go higher from a long standpoint, entries somewhere around here off 50-50s probably aren't terrible. But I just don't. Risk reward is not terrible at the moment, but that 15-minute doesn't look too bad either. I guess overnight highs are 68, 62, so we're looking at 12 points worth of room to the upside if it really wants to move. You'll need a trigger here, but if we just come right back off this level, then it wouldn't be worth it. Pullback just now is to 47.50s. Yeah, we're just coming right back off of it. Again, probably not worth trying to catch the breakout until we actually get above it, which might not even be this week, so. Russell doesn't seem to care though. Daily on Russell looks a little bit better as well. Weekly hasn't quite done the thing yet. But yeah, it's probably not worth it. Bedrock girl. Top asbestos. Drop the playlist. Bro, I got so many different playlists. Just depends on the vibe. I can make a bed rocker. Question is, what y'all know about that '90s music? My boo. I can't play it, unfortunately. I mean, I can play it. I just can't let you hear it. I got you. But I know about us. Where they know how to rock. Y'all better know about us. Girl. Now I feel weird because it's like taking a request on the song I'm playing for Usher and Alicia Keys over here. I played this one on stream before though. Were my baby. Started when we were younger. You were mine. My boo. Yeah, never mind. Seen each other in a while, but you will always be my boo. I need a duet partner. Osborne's not on stream. He's got to hit the high notes from Alicia over here. Always be my boo. The playlist they play at Benihana. Let me see. See if we can pull it. There's actually a Benihana radio Spotify playlist. Why, but you will always be my boo. You're mine. We can do, hold up, hold the phone. I learned some new information last night that I had not known before, and it completely changed my thought process. Did you guys know that Tupac was gay? This is totally new information to me. The whole thug, Tupac, was all an act. He was a freaking theater major type individual. All of it was an act. He was gay. I kid you not. So, all right. He's got, there's this video that came out. And like this came out like a while ago, like over a year ago. Yeah, there's a video of him in high school when he's 17. And I'm just saying $20 is $20. He looks and talks and acts gay to me. And then there was I'm wrong on it? Dude, I don't know. I didn't dive into the whole thing. I mean, that don't mean that he wasn't. He definitely could have been with chicks, but he also could have been sucking some dick on the side. Like, I guess that technically doesn't make him gay. It makes him bisexual, but it's still you're. I don't know if that qualifies as not being gay technically, but read the new book. So they were saying, I didn't go down the rabbit hole. Like, I was too surprised. And the other thing that they maybe linked up was that potentially Biggie was also in that same realm of thinking. I don't know. I got to dive more into it, which I didn't really want to like fill up my Google search with, is Tupac gay or not? But yeah, that threw me for a loop last night. I was listening to a podcast and they brought it up. They had the video and all the stuff on it. And let me see, they were talking about Tupac. Let's see if I can find it. He said that's a wild sentence to come back to. Dude, I was just listening to a podcast. They brought that up. That was a wild thing to have to hear as well. He says he wants to see the videos. a book by Perlman. Let me see. Let's see if I can find the market's breaking out, by the way. Oh, he had love letters on auction to his girlfriend from the school at the time. So let me see if I can find this piece. No, I mean, listen, if you see that video of him at 17, oh no, you defended him pretty hard. Right? That's what I'm saying. Where's you tried to prove him gay? Hold up. What you mean? Because I wanted to say something else right there that I didn't say. Let me see if I can find this piece. Hold on. The whole 17-year-old interview? Let's see if I can find this section. So, all right, here's the piece that came out. Where's it at? This one right here. I'll drop it in the chat. I mean, you seem knowledgeable on the topic. I just heard it dropped yesterday, and then that video, and then there was a lyrics. I can't remember the lyrics that they were talking about. I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Said I'll trade you for trading knowledge. Oh shoot, I can't even read the full article now. I'm trying to find this piece. Hold on. I don't know. I got to look more into it, but which I guess it doesn't really matter to me one way or the other, either way. But that just kind of like that threw me for a loop, and I made a mental note that I needed to come back and try and dive a little deeper into that one. see. This one, right? Oh, they don't have the clip? How come I can't see it? Historic Films has it, and they're just not letting me play it. Listen, Tupac at 17. Look, all right, I'm gonna drop this link in here. How long is that interview? How 30 minutes? So like a 2-minute clip right there I just dropped. Oh no, I gotta do a little more research. But it makes me question in a pretty big way. They had what up, dude?
What up, G?
Were you listening in on Discord or on YouTube?
Some of it. I saw that video a long time ago, and I was like, man, you just can't believe nothing, bro. Nothing. What we think happened in the last 30, 40 years, it was all a dream.
It was all a lie.
It's all a lie, bro. I have seen that, and he's like very feminine, and he's like just like definitely a different energy than what he was like a year or two later when he blew up and was the number one. Right? How was he number one? Was he really that good, or did they push? Right? You never know, man. I
That's the
don't know.
that's an argument for sure to be had.
I was never a Tupac fan, which I love. Not I love. It is what it is. But I was really never a Tupac fan. Like I like some of his music, but I wasn't like die hard. Biggie, I was a little bit more of a fan than Biggie, but even Biggie, I wasn't like a diehard fan either. I would say I was more Biggie than Tupac, though.
We'll listen to
Just
some.
from the music speaking to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll listen to a little California Love here for a minute.
When I die, fuck it, I wanna go to hell. Cause I'm a piece of shit, it ain't hard to fucking tell. That
Dude, it's
song
crazy.
is crazy.
Dude, it's crazy. Some of the songs like we listened to growing up, and it's like when you think back to the lyrics, it's like we had no business listening to half the shit that we listened to.
Mm-mm.
Who you think's better? Boss Man's kind of an expert on this. It seems like. Who you think's better, Tupac or Biggie?
What's defining better?
Mm, lyrically, I don't necessarily care about. He said Pac on every metric. Wow, that's crazy.
That's just the gay boy in him.
That's crazy.
I'm just kidding, boss man. I wouldn't die on that hill because, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of either. But if I had to pick the two, what would you pick?
I mean,
Before you found out he was gay, no.
before I found out he was gay.
Before he's a paid active from a three-letter agency. No, I'm just kidding.
He's a Mossad agent. Um, yeah, people. I mean, people certainly recite Pac lyrics to this day. I'm gonna go with Biggie personally. I just I was a bigger fan of Biggie than I was Tupac, but I don't know. I mean, Hail Mary, obviously California Love, Dear Mama, like definitely top songs of essentially all time. But Biggie just had a whole different. Biggie's like a globetrotter. Pac is like Jordan. He's not doing tricks. He's going to the hole. Yeah, I mean, I guess the argument too was Biggie essentially was more improv, off the cuff type of. I hate to relate him to Eminem, but like in a way that similar style. Like from a talent perspective, that I think is a whole lot harder. But at the same time, I
Boss
mean,
man.
huh?
Boss man, fucking 50 Cent, living legend over here.
I was gonna say 50 Cent's. He was probably one of the hardest rappers in the game, though, 10, 15 years ago.
50 Cent would go crazy.
Oh yeah.
I've been patiently waiting for a track to explode on.
He said, "Many men wish that." Didn't he do that? Market Move says Tupac all day. That's interesting. That's interesting. I've been patiently waiting for a trade to explode on.
Boss man, it is so crazy how that shit lines up so easily nowadays with a little thought or a little AI. Boss man, do you think me and Eric should? This is a thought that we had a while ago. Eric wants to sing songs, but talk about trading. What do you think about that?
Gotta do some like rap skits.
You got to be serious, bro. It's not a skit. Tupac all day.
Dude, if I could sing, it'd be over. We would have already done it.
Just a little auto tune is all you need, don't you?
Shit, I need a lot of auto tune.
What did I send? This wasn't even good, but I thought it was funny.
Max that bitch out. Should do it. Use Sora AI.
Number one rule in trading: keep it patient, no regretting. Hey, and always sticking to the method. Mr. Ward on point. I catch the win. On to the next one. Shit is just so easy to do nowadays, and like the way they rap and all rapping, I guess. Hey,
Didn't you do one? What was your favorite song?
I
What
did one of no, I did a J. Cole song, I think. Not middle child. What was it?
No, I think we did one to J. Cole, right?
Yeah, I don't think it was middle child. I think it was a different song. I'm trying to think. but
I'm trying to find it in my history. Market rap song. Yeah, I did. Well, ChatGPT wrote it for me. It was Market Moves, a Slim Shady edition. It said, "Yo, charts in my face, like make up your mind. Bell about to ring. I ain't wasting no time. Market's calling my name. Man, it's grind o'clock. Better tighten that stop before your bankroll drops." Said, "Look, palms are heavy. Charts are heavy." No, fucked it up. "Look, palms are sweaty. Charts are heavy. Gains in my scope already. Tickers on spaghetti. My trend's holding steady. Uh, I'm
beat
locked,
off.
cocked, profit stocked. I can't even keep up, dude.
Keep up, dog. Come on now.
One shot, one trade. Don't let it slip. Bears bite quick. Gotta rip that dip."
Ooh.
"Blink once, market gone. You missed your groove. Every tick counts when you make that move."
Come on now.
Oh man, if I could sing, it'd be over. It would be over. I should go take some singing lessons, low key.
Don't let me. I actually don't even know how to.
Bro, you know what's funny is that one of my neighbors, this is gonna sound real gay. He's a freaking opera like teacher guy. Like you go in, you
Stream,
go in,
let's do it.
you go in his house and he's like on Zoom calls with. I've got a video of it one time. It was I feel bad recording him, but we're in like the next room and he's like on a Zoom call like teaching opera and just like like doing his thing.
You should get him on a call with us, bro. I want lessons.
I should actually. Let me see if I can find that video. I'll send it to you.
Is it chilly where you live?
It's not bad today.
I turn off everything. I turn off the heater and everything at night, and it's been getting down to like close to 60 degrees in the house.
Oh, that's like perfect though.
Sleeping in a chamber. Oh yeah, it's perfect when you sleep, but then when you wake up, it's a little cold.
Yeah. Your Audi becomes an innie.
Exactly.
It's 43 right now. We didn't kick the heat on until legitimately like 2 days ago, I think. Boss man says first time in the stream.
Let's go.
We talking about his boy Tupac.
Yeah, no disrespect, G.
It was fate. I gotta send you that clip. That podcast I was listening to last night, so you can check it out.
No, I've seen the video. You ain't gotta send me nothing. He's definitely, I hope, a legend. You know, in my eyes, he was always a legend. He still is, but it's just hard to feel about like control and Hollywood and all of it. You know what I mean? And how organic is it? I don't know.
No, for sure.
Nowadays.
Do we buy S&Ps off 50-50 here? As Joe asks if this is short.
think that's their sign. Joe, this is not the short. Quit shorting the up trend. I mean, at this point, we're going to get pre-market highs, you'd think. Oh, he'd hit the mollywop down to the downside. The only reason I didn't love the long and didn't take the long on the shimmy is I didn't like that we didn't take the pre-market highs, pre-market lows out.
Yeah, I saw that too.
But I mean, we definitely. I mean, you could play it back. I definitely was like, well, that's a long, and you stopped out, and then we watched it kind of go up.
Yeah.
I Googled that same time. That's when I got my Google entry. But if it took out pre-market lows, it would have been maybe more aggressive on NASDAQ for me.
S&P still can't get confirmation over that 50-50 though.
Joe's about to catch the short of the year.
Right? We go straight to 6,800 now.
What level? What did you say right before that?
We still haven't confirmed over 50-50s yet. That's been holding true for the last 3 days now.
50-50s on ES.
68, 50-50, yeah.
The heck you talking about? Where's their level at?
What you mean?
Over here.
Yeah, from Monday. Looks like we are failing it again. The scalper today is not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all.
I didn't have that level marked.
We couldn't confirm 42, 55, 60s for gold either. It's kind of a bad look for it at the moment. Silver making a nice little push lower as well.
Bitcoin, nice 1, 2, 3. Dip them out and pop them out. Broke the lows, then broke the highs of that weekly bar, inside bar. Gotta love it.
It's still on radar for tomorrow. 91, 195s if we can push down into there and then see a final rally to kind of end out the week.
Okay. What you say, boss? Wait for a 15-minute down there? Will do. I need a 10x out of iBit. So I'll report back.
Did you buy more?
Oh, I'm fucking fully loaded, but no, I'm just kidding. I will buy more. If it does, I do crazy dips, like 40, 30 bucks. I'm definitely a buyer.
Someone was asking about Irene earlier, which I feel like is probably more up your alley than mine.
What is it, ticker?
IREN. Some kind of Bitcoin thing.
Me, myself, and Irene. I've never heard of it, but it's fucking due for another fucking pop to 100. No, I'm just kidding. Chart's kind of interesting. Sure, you can play something up over here. Up over 53.15. Is that what you told him? It's a long.
I just think it might need a little bit more pullback first.
More of a pullback. Yeah, you always think that. He always thinks that. there is a point in time, maybe it's on film, which isn't that bad now, but Bitcoin, it trended, and then it ranged for a long time, and then I found an entry at 69,000. And I asked the same thing for Eric, and he's like, "Yeah, I could use a pullback." And then 3 weeks later, it went to 105 grand. So you never know, man. Charts are gonna do what they want. Bitcoin
Did you
at that
take
same area,
did you take
it's just
profits at 105K though?
it's holding trends so well. Did I take profits? No, I mean I've been buying. Still a buyer.
So I still got a shot to rebuy it at 69K is what you're saying.
Well, technically, I took full profits up at 126 grand. Excuse
Oh,
me.
fancy.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I didn't buy at that time. I've just still been cost averaging, but I wanted to. If I would have dumped, I wanted to dump a decent amount, and I definitely would have taken profits, but I never did that. I've been cost averaging into Bitcoin, iBit, and all my other shit. But those are my two Bitcoin plays, which is I'd say like 50% of what I've been cost averaging over the last 4 years. Tell you what, Google's up over 5 Rs here though, so you should have took that with me, bud. I don't know why you keep fucking holding out every time I call something. You're like, man, I wish I would have took that with you. I'm like, well, you gotta put some respect on my name, G. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I should have.
Not not mad at that though. But the cool thing about Googleton is if the trade works, this thing's going to 327 and beyond quick.
No, I do.
I'm
I do like the
I'm
target in
thinking,
there.
yeah.
I just don't know if it does it this week or next week with market breakout. If we don't break out this week, that's my only.
The cool thing though is it could still get the pop without markets getting the breakout because that wouldn't break the Google weekly. Like we can get to 327 and that's still an inside weekly bar, right? So a lot of
Yeah.
potential there.
No, I
I can
know.
even
I
make
know. You're
this
probably
small.
right, honestly.
Come on, man. Speak it into existence.
You're probably right.
Come on now. I have a feeling there could be something there. I'm gonna wish I did a full R versus 25% R. Whatever.
That's how it always
It's
goes.
interesting. But I mean I pressed the button on a bigger account and it got denied. It was like, what the fuck? That money didn't go through. So I like took a step back and was like, well, let me.
Window, sipping on gin and juice.
Are you gonna long something? You said.
Say what?
You said you're long ES.
I was
Stops at
thinking
45.
about it.
45. 5 point stop. Are we just gonna test that level one more time and fucking go back into the range? Is what people want.
Mm,
Pre-market highs and lows are still open. There's so much opportunity on the day still. Googleton, go baby girl.
Google's making a nice move.
Oh yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Gotta tell you, I wish I said I could have said I saw it coming, but trading's a funny thing, man. Always the entries, it's always the scary entries that are the best entries. But what gave that trade away, which is Eric's textbook, is what, gang? Why was my relative strength work
You say what?
outside? Why did my relative strength name work outside of the daily, the weekly, everything that I was watching? It was because we set low a day and that divergence, which made that trade work. And that right there, my friend, is the sauce. So wrap that up and
If you can
remember
time
it. And
entries and individual
Mm.
names with market, like it's probably one of the sexiest things to do.
That's why that Google worked. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, but that's the thing. Like when you look around, it's like
Look around, look around. How lucky we are to be alive right now.
the only thing that which I've been preaching now for a while, and the individual names that I haven't loved is just like Meta was strong this morning as well, right? Tesla was strong. Google, you could make an argument was strong, and Apple was strong. Like of the things in which I watch, like those were the strongest four names. Like AMD, Nvidia, Netflix, Amazon, like they were shit, right? So was Microsoft. Um, of those, Apple, which I thought probably looked the best because it was still rallying from those 3 days that we've had so far. Google's
Oh,
the
it
one
was
that worked. You know what I mean?
Apple was too extended for me. I
That's
guess
the
I didn't say it in real time,
that's the
but I
only
didn't like.
argument to Apple.
Yeah, Google and instead was just had a 4 bar pullback, triggered the daily buy setup, and then got the pullback. I already broke it down. Someone asked me in responded to my story, but yeah, dude, like that's textbook. We triggered the daily buy setup. We got the pullback. We trigger a little shimmy. There was a divergence on the markets. There's targets, abundant targets. Like, what else could you ask for at the end of the day? And I know I should have been more. Well, I'm not gonna bag myself because I wanted to put a bigger size in there. I saw it and I was like, this thing could fucking, right here is 5 Rs, but again, targets are up there 11, 12 Rs. Not to say it could gap over that and do something crazier, right? Not to say it gap down and fail as well. I'm not saying anything could happen, but
It could for sure.
yeah, that's a real solid trade and trade review for sure. That repeats itself. That's the cool thing. It's not just something that, oh, whoa, how did that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, that's exactly what we look for.
No, I
you know,
know.
it's fucking cool. So cool. I went back and watched your Roku video. I watched that one a lot. Have you watched it recently?
Mm-mm. You talking about like from like 5 years ago?
Yeah, that's one of your biggest options trades, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the bigger ones.
And it's simple.
It was. It was pretty simple.
You know what I mean? We overthink it when it comes to options, in my opinion. I shouldn't say that. I have, and I hope, and maybe people relate to that, but especially when you have the MLT strategy, it's so easy to overthink shit.
I think we'll trade a lot more options in Q1 into Q2 of 2026. If everything kind of like plays out the way in which I'm looking at least at the moment.
Tapped out.
I also just want to kind of milk some of these prop firms for as much as I can.
Yeah, your focus has been on. I just love the compounding effect on options when it works. It's hard to beat the R, but then you could argue props accounts are like that. You could argue the R value, how you were explaining earlier.
Oh yeah.
There's
Risk.
good clips in there. I know you said you're gonna make another video, which you certainly can, but there's plenty. Really, you talked, you communicated what you want to communicate in regards to props well in this video. I think if you want to just paste that somewhere as well, I think it'd be beneficial for folks.
Yeah. Someone mentioned that. I started talking to them at about 10:15, so I might pull that out.
Yeah.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what J. Cole song that was. I only have a few favorites, so
Middle child's your favorite though, right?
I don't know. I'm like drawing a blank, I guess, because it's been so long. Let me try to find it. Crooked smile, I like. That's not it. Forbidden fruit, I like, but that's not it.
Me and my bitch
Took a little trip.
down to the garden.
Oh, you gotta turn it down.
I know, I stopped it. Took a little dip. Oh no. Me and my bitch took a little trip. I want to see you work out for me. I don't know which one, bro. Tripping.
I kind of want to just YOLO some S&Ps here for fun. I should set up. Russell's probably a better trade, but not sure if I missed it. But can you explain more about trend change areas and how to spot them? Yeah, once we start ranging, this is where we're at the moment. I mean, you spot them with the change of trend from different time frames, right? When weekly rolls from downtrend to uptrend, or trying to get back into uptrend, etc.
Yeah, we can look at this Google too. Like this is a weekly chart, which you could argue is extended, but this. Oh wait, I need to actually. Just come in, go. You know that. That's my B. That's my B-skis.
Oh.
But this daily is just a pullback, right? You could technically fail the daily buy setup, which got the daily pullback, which we needed coming into today. If we look over here, we triggered this daily buy setup. So to me, that's a pivot. Okay, the daily maybe wants to break and continue the trend up for this weekly and daily. And then, of course, we have our level, which if you know, you know. If you don't know, you should know. And then what I talked about, which was really this is just a 5 minute. If we look right here, it was a 5 minute pullback. This Google, and I think I said it. I was like, the 5 minute has kept me out. We finally were triggering it. Now I technically got in this trade early before that 5 minute trigger because of the divergence, because I saw what ES and I was like, that's a long, and I didn't want to long those, but I wanted this relative strength. So yes, I technically got in before that 5 minute trigger, but it was because of that divergence. But I mean, to me, that's a pivot area because of the level, because of the daily, because of the weekly, because of that divergence for me to want to take that trade. Hope that's helpful.
It's a solid trade.
It's a good trade, but I don't want to be a good trader. I want to be a fucking great trader. So let's go to 327. All right. Come on, boys.
I like that. I like that.
Any schmo Joe can hit a 5 hour trade. You know what I mean? Right, guys?
That's true. Risk 1 point, make 5. Oh, Russell's moving nicely there. Oh, hey, oh. No, naughty by nature. I think S&P is pop here.
Where's that level? It's so far away.
Hopefully we get a good
Hip hop hooray. Ooh.
hopefully we get a good day tomorrow for that stream. That would be ideal, honestly, is if we could break out tomorrow and not do any more of this nonsense just for the purposes of that would be great. Yeah, don't overthink it. The divergence is legitimately designed to be the simplest thing. Like look at NASDAQ from earlier, right? Are you in no, you're not in that chat, are you, Noah? Those of you that don't have lifetime, slightly disappointed. I thought we were friends. I'll drop this in the mentorship chat for you though. Joe said if you're not in lifetime, you're not profitable. There you go. I dropped that in the mentorship chat. This is the divergence from today. Like NASDAQ literally gives you the green arrow, right? I probably in hindsight should have reversed that NASDAQ this morning.
Yep. I mean, that was definitely the long. It was clear you were just a little biased / caught up in that short.
Yeah.
It's
I
hard.
didn't let it get away from me though.
You said it.
Yeah.
It's hard to, and you said it. You knew you shouldn't be in the short, which a lot of people, yeah, to your point, a lot of people, even though they knew, quote unquote, that they should have got out of it like that, hold it or double down on a little neck shimmy or whatever it is, you know what I mean? And just do too much.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's flipping from long to short or short to long, like that's one of the toughest buttons to hit is the reverse button, I feel like. I think NASDAQ wants to pop here though, or S&Ps more specifically. For those of you that do join Lifetime though, make sure you use that code because it saves you $1,000. I mean, or don't use it and pay me an extra $1,000. I don't really, I don't care either way, actually. Russell did break out, get those new highs. That probably was that long there on the pullback. If you notice, like there's a very, and this is something we've talked about before too, like the small little details are really what matter, like 90% of the time. So if you notice on the Russell, and it's in that screenshot too, but you can check it, right? Like that 1205 bar. Here, we'll just do like a quick little, you guys tell me what it is that, and I'm going to give you the hint, the 1205 bar, right? What is it about that 1205 bar that you notice across the four indices between S&Ps, NASDAQ, Russell, and Dow? What's the small little detail in that bar that you can notice? I take that back. There's technically two things about that bar that you can kind of pinpoint on, depending on which way you compare them. But there's one specific thing that I'm kind of looking for as the answer. It's very minute, right? But the point that I made of, yeah, I think Russell's probably the better long here, leads, that gives you obviously an additional clue to that. But that was the little piece of information that I picked up from that made me think that. It's nothing, it's not we can go time frame related, etc., but just purely based on a 5 minute chart, a 1205 bar. Because in theory, you could essentially trade just purely based off divergences and have that just be it is what it is. Yo, Oscar just dropped in. He's up 505K on the day.
Oh. On the divergence or what, bud? That fucking guy. Unbelievable. Print money, man. I fucking love it. SPX. Have you ever traded SPX like deeply?
No, nothing crazy in there.
Have you ever like done it for a consistent amount of time? Like, you know what I mean?
No, I'd rather honestly just trade S&Ps if I'm going to do that, you know.
Yeah.
I've had some stupid trades on, like stupid good trades on SPX and stuff before where, you know, we get like a massive gap. I think that was one of my largest percentage gain trades was actually SPX. It was like 7,500% or something.
Yeah, these contracts didn't move. The 6850s didn't move. Crazy. Let me see some else.
He probably goes a little bit closer at the money, maybe.
Yeah, they're still not moving much. Yeah, it's still every time I do it, as to your point, it's like still just like if it's a double in SPY, it's a double in SPX, and it's never,
Yeah.
in my experience, been like super crazy in that sense. But I guess in theory, when it comes to the trade working, it's going to be whatever. What is it, 10x or 3x the SPY?
Price wise,
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
it's 10x the size.
10x the size.
Yeah.
We're ripping.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, Noah's the only one trying to answer that question on why I
You
thought
called
RTY was better.
you called the YM and RTY, and those dailies look great.
Yeah, they do. He said I get too caught up in overthinking when we have a 2v2 divergence specifically. That's what we had this morning. It's pretty straightforward. Was the RTY the better long because it's been the trending on the day? No, specifically look at the 1205 bar. Just pull up the 4 grid, look at the 5 minute candles at 1205 on all 4 of the indices and see what they did compared to the other markets. Just compare them to each other. Like I said, small details are important. Damn, it's actually getting kind of cold in my office now. You jinxed me with the whole talking about the weather shit.
I'm gonna pop off though, my G, I think. Unless there's a YOLO to take.
Only index to have a green bar. That's one of the two. That's one of the two. Do the Humpty Hump. It had the green, let me rephrase it then. It had the green bar Y. What else did it do in addition to that green bar? Do the Humpty Hump.
Have you looked into that STRC? Should we dump our money, our savings in there, or no?
I didn't look into it yet, no.
You got to talk to whoever you got to talk to see if it's legit.
We'll figure it out. Figure it out. See what we can do. I just don't know
mean,
how he's
10%,
paying the dividend.
10% savings ain't bad.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how he's paying that. Like, the money's got to come from somewhere.
All being a fucking genius, Eric. Watch the podcast I posted. He talks about it.
All right, I'll check it out.
But I haven't put any money into it or anything. He basically wants to compete with like banks. He wants to be I don't know, it's too fucking smart for me, to be honest with you. It could not work, but if it works, you know what I mean?
I sent Emily this video the other day. I was trying to find it. There it is. Oh, it's all the way in fucking Myrtle Beach. We ain't going there. Never mind. Can I give you another hint? The low of the 1205 bar in the Russell was 2494.60s. You were around this evening, Osborne?
I could be.
You want to do we'll do a Wednesday night stream giveaway accounts?
Let's run it. Hit me up.
Tradeify hit me up with a couple to give away, and Apex gave me a couple more to give away as well.
Let's run it. Yeah, let me know what time. I'll try to join you. I should be good.
Probably do it at like 8 again. Jackson's got basketball. But we should be clear after that. No, Joe, you're not fucking invited, bro. The man be stealing accounts somehow. He's rigging up the YouTube thing. I don't know how you do it, but what, did you freaking win 3 of them last time? Maybe we'll do another. Maybe we'll do another Apex code drop again. See what happens.
I'm in, bro. Send me the link. Have a good rest of your stream and Google the 327. Peace.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Yeah, you've been stacking up accounts for me. Came back to retest Monday's Popeye. All right, I'll give you another hint. The low of the 1205 bar on the Russell is 2494.60. The low of the prior bar, the 12 o'clock bar, was 2493.30s, which is what? To the full Snoop Doggy Doggy is at that dough. About to get overnight highs here for S&Ps. What do we trade? 6150s there. Almost got those overnight highs. V shape. What you mean V shape? V shape recovery off the lows. Bigger picture. So far, it seems like it. This Dow is just running. What's the chance to tail breakout here on ES? Well, I think it looks good. The Dow's got a ton of room. That was the trade we wanted last week. 48 224s. Still quite a bit of room up there. I don't know if we fully break though today. That's the only thing. Russell and Dow definitely look like it, but I don't think S&Ps do. I don't think S&Ps and NASDAQ do. I could be wrong. I still think we need another day in there though, unfortunately. He said I'm stumped. All right. So if the hint was the 1205 bar, and I gave you the lows of the 1205 bar and the lows of the 12 o'clock bar on just the Russell, then take a look at the lows of the S&P and the lows of the NASDAQ from the 1205 and the 12 o'clock bar. And then tell me what they did or didn't do that the Russell did or didn't do. And that'll give you your answer. They broke the lows of that bar, but RTYYM did not. There you go. That's it. That little, legitimately, that little piece of detail is what led me to think that the Russell was probably going to pop from there. Yeah, it's honestly it's just little details. Like that's it. That's all the divergence is in reality is just a small little detail of something that's happening, at the moment, right? It's one of the markets breaking new highs or new lows and the other market's not, something like that, right? It's just a small little detail. Um, we'll talk more about these. Any trades taken today? Yeah, we tried a little little Russell long earlier, and then a little Nasdaq short first thing in the morning. Nothing crazy. Still not my favorite type of conditions here to trade, so I'm just kind of chilling with it. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready to bounce. I don't know if S&Ps or Nasdaq are gonna hold this breakout or not just yet today. Russell Dow says they want to. I'm kind of fingers crossed, hoping we don't break out until tomorrow if we're going to. At the same time, I still have that thought in the back of my mind for like the weekly, just kind of chilling overall. So I'm keeping that in the back of my mind as well. But yeah, like I said, I'm totally fine if we're just doing very, very little here this week. We're just here getting the reps in and practicing some good discipline and risk management in this current environment. So, but yeah. Anyways, I dropped a link there for Tradeify, the new select plan. I'll do a video, like I said, on all of that stuff and the different relationships, or relate each one to each other, compare and contrast, etc., for all the different plans that are available out there now. For those of you in the prop firm space or looking to trade with the prop firms. And they did lock down. They gave me a couple accounts to give away for tonight. So we're going to do that again. I'm just going to double check with the wife, make sure the timing and everything is good. But at the moment, it should be good. So we'll go back on live at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight and give away some accounts there and kind of run it from there. But yeah, that's what I got for today. Again, kind of another slow day here. There was definitely some potential. We should be, make an argument for still being long the Russell off 8170s. That's up about 24 points here, give or take. But yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm totally okay with just kind of chilling overall on the week. That 5-minute buy in the Dow from down there around 570s is also really, really nice with that divergence. But yeah, nonetheless, it is what it is. There'll be another opportunity. There'll be another trade coming our way here at some point. So we just got to be patient, wait for that. But yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in, coming on. We've had some good viewership the past couple of days. Today was a little bit slower for some reason than Monday, Tuesday, and maybe just market conditions overall. But nonetheless, I have been enjoying it. So appreciate you guys. Trade safe. Don't do anything dumb here. Like I said, it's slower market conditions. We're at 835,000 contracts traded for S&Ps at the moment. So yeah, I don't think there's anything necessarily super crazy we got to do or participate in. But yeah, appreciate you guys, and I'll see some of you guys tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern. I'll confirm that on my stories, so be sure to check there, and we'll run it from there. But yeah, have a great rest of y'all's day, and stay safe out there. Peace.